Hello students, welcome to this video lecture on input tax credit. As we have discussed in the first video, we'll once again go through the rules of setting off of input tax credit as against various output tax liabilities. Input tax credit available under IGST can be first set off against output tax liability of IGST, and the remaining input tax credit can be set off against CGST, SGST and UTGST in any order. Input tax credit available under CGST can be first set off against IGST. The remaining amount can be set off against the output tax liability of CGST. Please remember, the input tax credit available under CGST cannot be set off against output tax liability of SGST and UTGST. ITC available under SGST can be set off against IGST first, then it can be set off against output tax liability of SGST. Once again, output tax liability of CGST cannot be set off against input tax credit of SGST. Input tax credit available under UTGST can be first set off against output tax liability of IGST, and further it can be set off against output tax liability of UTGST. Whatever is the output tax liability of CGST, it cannot be set off against input tax credit of UTGST. The summary of this particular column is that input tax credit available under IGST should be set off first only when the amount in the IGST, ITC under IGST is set off completely. Only then we can move on to ITC under CGST and so on. So let us solve one problem for you to understand this particular concept. So as you can see in this problem, Mr. Manoj has sold goods from New Delhi to Miss Sunita of Karnataka. Please understand and remember this point, that goods have been supplied from New Delhi to Karnataka. So what is the type of GST that it will attract? Yes, obviously it is IGST, worth rupees 1,85,000. So the taxable value of this transaction is rupees 1,85,000. After getting these goods, Sunita resells it to Mr. Ken of Karnataka for rupees 2,50,000, where the first supply held between New Delhi and Karnataka, the second supply happens within Karnataka. The taxable value is 2,50,000. The final sale takes place in Karnataka to Mr. Ben for rupees 3 lakh. Again, the supply is within the state, that is intrastate, and whenever a supply is intrastate or within the state, CGST and SGST will be applicable. Rate of CGST and SGST is at 6% respectively, and IGST is at 12%. Electronic credit ledger. What is this? This is the input tax credit available under various heads, which is carried forward from the previous months. So electronic credit ledger is the amount of ITC which has been unclaimed in the previous months, and hence it has been carried forward, which can be claimed in this particular month. Of Mr. Manoj, I'll repeat once again, electronic credit ledger of Mr. Manoj shows the credit balance of IGST rupees 3,500, CGST rupees 9,500 and SGST rupees 7,500. We have been asked to calculate the tax payable under GST. The first supply, we have already discussed this, but let us once again go through all the important points. The first supply takes place between New Delhi and Karnataka. Hence, IGST will be applicable. The value of that turnover is 1,85,000. The second and the third or the final supply takes place within the state of Karnataka. Hence, CGST and SGST will be applicable. The value of second turnover is 2,50,000 and the value of last turnover is 3,00,000. Few pointers I wanted to tell you with regards to electronic credit ledger. It is a ledger of input tax credits available under various heads. Usually what happens is you have input tax credits which you can claim, and then you have output tax liability which you have to pay. So before paying output tax liability, what you need to do is, an assessee, what will he do is, he'll claim the input tax credits which are available in electronic credit ledger. He will set off the amount which are there in electronic credit ledger as against output tax liability, and if the output tax liability balance is more than the ITC available, naturally the assessee will have to pay tax to the government. If the amount of ITC available in ECL, that is electronic credit ledger, is more than output tax liability, then obviously he'll need not pay any extra amount to the government. Whatever is remaining in the ECL under various heads as ITC, it will be carried forward for the next month. So let's jump on to the solution of this problem. As you can see here, the first transaction or supply happens from Manoj to Sunita, and it is between two states, that is the goods are supplied from New Delhi to Karnataka. So the supply is interstate supply. Let's see what is the taxable value of supply, and we all know the taxable value of supply is 1,85,000. As it is an interstate supply, we will have to have IGST, we will have to compute IGST on this value. So once we compute the output tax liability at 12%, 1,85,000 into 12%, we will get the output tax liability as 22,200. The next step is to deduct input tax credit available as per electronic credit ledger. First, we will take the IGST balance. As discussed earlier, there is 3,500 rupees worth ITC available under IGST. We will set off that first. We will get a balance of 18,700. Then we will set off the CGST balance. Electronic credit ledger has ITC balance of 9,500 under CGST. Once we set off that, the balance output tax liability balance will be 9,200. At last, we will set off SGST balance. The balance ITC balance under SGST is 7,500. From 9,200, we will deduct 7,500 and we will get the GST payable by Manoj is 1,700. How did we arrive at 1,700 from 22,200? Once again, let me repeat this. 22,200 is the output tax liability that Manoj had to pay to the government. But he has 3,500 as input tax credit available under IGST. First we will claim that. There the remaining balance will be 18,700. Subsequently, we will claim ITC available under CGST 9,500. The balance available will be the amount of output tax liability is 9,200 after setting off CGST balance. At last, we will set off ITC available under SGST. 7,500 will be set off against 9,200. Hence, GST payable by Manoj is 1,700. Now, let's move on to the next supply, that is between Sunita and Ken. It happens within the state, that is the state of Karnataka, and hence it is called as intrastate. Any supply that takes place within the state is known as intrastate. Please remember, previously Manoj has paid 22,200 as tax to the government. Hence, Sunita has input tax credit available worth rupees 22,200 under IGST column. You have to remember this. He has paid, Manoj has paid 22,200 under IGST. Hence, the ITC available to Sunita is also under IGST. So, what is the taxable value of supply? 2,50,000. Output tax, here the supply is within the state. Hence, we will have to compute CGST and SGST. They have mentioned that the CGST and SGST will be applicable at 6% each. So, 2,50,000 into 6% is 15,000. 15,000 output tax liability for CGST, and SGST will also attract 15,000 as output tax liability. Now, Sunita, before paying this amount to the government, can claim input tax credit available for her. 22,200 will be, because this amount of ITC is available under IGST, what we will do is, we will divide this available input tax credit equally and then distribute it to CGST and SGST column. So, 11,100 will be set off against CGST and 11,100 will be set off against SGST. So, the remaining amount, that GST which is to be payable by Sunita, comes to 3,900 each, that is in total 7,800. 3,900 as CGST, 3,900 as SGST. How did she come here from 15,000? Because she has claimed 11,100 as input tax credit respectively under CGST and SGST. We'll move on to the last case, that is Ken to Ben. Once again, the transaction or the supply has taken place within the state. The taxable value of supply is 3 lakh. Hence, what is the type of GST it will attract? Intrastate, hence CGST and SGST. 3 lakh rupees, 6% each. So, 18,000 Ken has to pay as CGST and 18,000 as SGST. Will Ken pay full 18,000 to the government? Obviously no. He'll claim 15,000 each as input tax credit under various heads, and then he'll pay the remaining amount. First, he has 15,000 rupees as input tax credit available under CGST that he will set off against CGST. Can he set off this amount against SGST? No, he will not be able to do so. Then he'll claim input tax credit available under SGST. So, finally, what is the amount that Ken has to pay to the government? 3,000 rupees under CGST, 3,000 rupees under SGST. So, I hope by now you would have understood how to compute output tax liability and then set off input tax credit and finally find out GST payable by the SSE. Thank you.